Hey everybody, my name is Sam and welcome back to Green Acre Homestead. In today's video, I'm going to continue working on our DIY greenhouse build project, and I'm going to be adding plastic to the long sides of the greenhouse and adding some gutters to the roof to begin our rainwater harvesting system and get us a little bit further along on this project overall. Our method for rolling the plastic out was the same we used before. We kind of rolled it out in the backyard, measured on one edge and then the other to 17 feet, which for our greenhouse, the actual framing itself is 16 feet, so give us a foot overhang, a little extra wiggle room there. Laid it out. This time I used a PVC pipe as my straight edge, marked it with a marker, and then cut it with a pair of scissors. So throughout this whole build and design phase with this greenhouse I've had in my head, I've always known that the key to this structure actually working for us is for it to be convertible. What I mean by that is it needs to be able to open and close itself to the environment to regulate the temperature, to allow for certain environmental variables and things of the sort, so that it's the most useful structure that it can be for us. Here in North Carolina, we have a very long growing season, which equates to a large part of the year we don't really need a closed-in, let's hold the heat in structure to grow vegetables. That being said, I knew we had to have solutions in place to ventilate and open this thing up to the elements and the fresh air. With that in mind, I've always had the plans of making the long wall be able to roll up and open up, kind of like hoop houses do. A lot of hoop houses will have long pipes that go on the sides, allow you to twist them up and open the sides, and that's exactly what I was doing here with the greenhouse. With the sides secured in place with the wooden strips, I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead and go ahead and start building the crank system that's going to allow us to crank and roll up the sides of the greenhouse. I'm making this all out of 1-inch PVC plumbing parts, so pipes, elbows, and a couple of connectors. And it's going to be pretty easy to do. I got a 1-inch PVC pipe here. This is schedule 40. And I've got a coupler because the greenhouse, being about 16 feet long, is longer than these 10-foot long pipes. So I'm going to go ahead and glue a coupler here and connect the two pipes together to make one large pipe. Make sure I don't glue myself, or get glue on myself rather. There is that one. There we go. Don't have to worry about it being watertight, of course. You just want these two stuck together. Now, optionally, you could choose to maybe just drill holes and screw these two together, but I'm going with glue because glue won't rip the plastic, and I'm just confident that it's going to work, I guess. Next step is to go ahead and cut this to length. I'm going to give myself about a hand width overhang, maybe a little bit less. There we go. And now I'm going to glue on a couple of elbows to turn this into a crank handle. Alright, let's go down some. At least holds it there. It's not perfect. I guess it would work a lot better with chain link top rail. The metal.
I guess so. It wouldn't flex as much.
Yeah. And I guess we can get that in the future. I can always use this PVC otherwise. So the crank system is not 100% awesome, perfect, wonderful, yay, let's high five each other and, you know, claim that we invented something awesome. But it works. And that's kind of the main point of it. Does it work? Yes. Okay, you did good. Is it fabulous? Are you going to win awards? No. Well, it's okay, because it works. So I decided not to make the back wall, which is the other long wall of the greenhouse, convertible. My thought process behind this is because the majority of our wind comes in line with our greenhouse. It comes up the hill and goes on back behind me, as you see here. Not having this long wall, which is parallel to the majority of our winds and ventilation, not having that open wouldn't really stop any airflow and really wouldn't make that much of a difference for ventilation. Add to that the fact that I will have both the front and the back ends open and ventilate, and the other wall completely open and ventilate as well. I'm not worried about this thing building up too much heat, or I'm not worried about this one wall not opening, really just throwing this whole system down the tubes. Another benefit of this wall not opening and closing is it allows me to use it kind of more as, I don't know, a wall in the greenhouse. I'm able to put myself a little shelf in the corner, and I can put things there that normally I would be concerned about getting wet from storm blow by and such like that. I can keep it here stored, and I can know it'll be dry and kind of safe. In addition to that, this wall here doesn't block anything. It doesn't block access to our other parts of the garden. It doesn't cast extra shade on any kind of garden beds. It is literally just a couple of feet off of a fence line, and that's it. So, of any wall of this greenhouse to be solid and to not open or do anything, this was the right one. I've got this back wall plastic held in place with the same wood little strips or clips. What I'm going to do next is use this stapler, kind of a hammer stapler, and I'm going to go ahead and attach the plastic to the top of the wall. I'm not going to nail through the roof plastic that overhangs it, but I'm going to lift it up and nail the wall plastic down so that it's really secure and flush, but also because I need fasteners that don't protrude any, so that I can go ahead and put the gutter on this side as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Staples have that held up there pretty good for right now. Next thing I want to do is go ahead and put on my gutter brackets. Let's look at them right there. These are all plastic gutter system, and they're designed so you put the brackets up and then the gutter slides on it and it's hidden from below. Not that that really matters on a greenhouse, but it's pretty cool. I wasn't looking for any kind of special kind of gutters when I went to the store. I just wanted something that was white and cheap, and this was the cheapest option they had. It was actually just about the only option they had. It was either this or traditional aluminum gutters, and I figured the plastic would hold up better because it's going to be flexible, and as it gets hit by anything or things, life in general happens, I think or hope that it's going to hold up better to the elements. As far as the wood strips, yes, they are unpainted, they are raw wood, and that's what they're going to be for now. I will come back, and so long as this system works and I don't come up with any kind of major reason that I need to change it, I'm going to come back with painted wood strips and add that in later to be a much more permanent system. But for now, as I'm still learning and things are evolving, this is good enough for me. I'm not doing anything that I'm going to regret later, and I'm not kind of painting myself into a corner, so to speak, by spending the time to do kind of elaborate attachment methods and hardware and all this stuff, and possibly come back in the future and change it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but either way, it's good enough for now. It's good enough to call it done. It will take a very, very long time for this wood to rot out because none of it's going to be standing in water. Yes, it'll be exposed to the elements, but it's going to take a long time for wood to rot in this kind of situation. So back out here today, and I'm dodging rainstorms. This is definitely the rainy season out here. But I've got to put some sealant between the gutters and the greenhouse roof because the way this greenhouse is designed, there's no overhang. So you got your bracket that holds the gutter, it spaces it off just enough for most of the water to run down the roof and right down the side and miss the gutter totally. So I picked up the tube of this Lexel. This is really, really good stuff. It's not cheap. This was $6, but this is hands down the best kind of outdoor sealant, waterproof, flexible, awesome stuff. So I'm gonna run a bead of this between the gutter lip and the greenhouse and effectively create a rubber seal to collect and direct the water where I want it to go, which is in the gutter. All right, in theory, that stuff is rain ready immediately. So we're gonna test the theory. I just finished putting the whole bead on this side of the greenhouse. So let's watch and see. All right, welcome to the roof here. I'm gonna show you my process. Since I skimped out on these brackets, which, you know, shame on me, there's a little bit of longer span between brackets than there should be, and the gutter kind of waves. So I'm putting these screws through the gutter, pinning it to the greenhouse roof to draw it back, and then I'm laying a bead of Lexel down. So check it out. I do like this PVC or plastic gutter because it's really flexible, so you can really like smush your drill into it and everything, and it pops back, unlike the aluminum would just explode or dent. I guess it would dent, it wouldn't really explode.
Oh, it'll kill you.
It'd be cool if it exploded. Pushed it too hard. Out of the way. There we go. Looking good. The gutters are done. They're all sealed up. That Lexel stuff, like I said, is expensive, but it works great. It's immediately waterproof, and we got to test that and see it on the other side. But it looks great. I did tweak the angle of the gutters here to make sure they drain as best as they can be done. I mean, I did put it up there a little bit uneven, kind of dipped in the middle, and then the joint in the middle kind of messed it up some, but I got it pretty good. Definitely good enough for a greenhouse, and definitely good enough for estate work. Well guys, I don't know about you, but I'm really pleased with this outcome. Even though this long wall didn't exactly make the awesome, perfect crank up and down, you know, wow, look at you type system, as you can see, it is up it is clamped in place and it is not moving anywhere, even though we've had some serious storms come through. I did put a wood clamp on the middle wall stud. I don't think you can see it, maybe. Either way, I clamped the pipe to the wall stud, and that really helped lock everything together and was perfect for the really bad storms that we've had roll through the past couple of days. So consider that wood clamp a permanent addition, and if you're looking to do something similar, give that a thought. Consider doing something like that as well. It's nice that it's just a clamp you just twist on by hand, because as you roll the sides up and down wherever you want to go, that clamp can follow and it holds it tight and you're good to go. As for this solid wall, I'm really happy with how that turned out, but honestly, the thing that I'm most excited and happy about are the gutters. I think they turned out really well, especially for this complete amateur to put gutters on. I am by no means a gutter expert or any really good at doing that, but they turned out pretty good. We did get a lot of rain showers today, and I was able to watch them in action. They did perfect. They funneled and chugged the water out of their downspouts. And the whole time it was going, I'm like, oh, just hang on, guys. Just hang on. I got some plans to go ahead and put my rain barrel systems together, and soon we'll be harvesting water to save for the garden. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you got something out of it. Maybe you got some ideas, tips, and tricks for things to do on your place. Whether or not you're building a greenhouse, maybe you're doing some gutter work, maybe you're curious about rainwater collection, or you just want to see a guy do some stuff in a garden and see what's what down here in North Carolina. Either way, I'm glad to have you here. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, things I didn't cover in this video you're curious about, leave me a comment down below. I read all of them and I try to respond to everyone as well. So ask me there, we'll chat there, and otherwise we'll see you next time on the homestead. Take care.